Hello, Cancer Signs. Welcome to your weekly reading with me. We're going to be doing this for next week. Okay, so the 26th to the 1st of June. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Before we start, I'm going to do a little sound bowl. So if you want to have a little healing, getting aligned and open to the messages that the universe has for you, then feel free to listen. But if you want to skip ahead, then you can do that also. All right, no judgment over here, but let's go into this together. I'm just going to give this 3 hits, okay? Okay, let's go. Let's dive into your reading. I was seeing a dog, so I don't know if anyone has a dog or is going to have a pet dog. I could be getting that this week, but anyway, let's dive into your reading. For Cancer Signs, please Spirit, what are the messages that you want to pass on to Cancer Signs? Higher power. This is all about using your intuition, kind of like the High Priestess, but in this case you can see that you are unlocking your third eye. What does that mean? You're seeing way beyond just these two, which means that you guys are connecting a lot more to spiritual happenings. I want to call it that. You could be seeing glimpses of white flashes in your eyes. I was specifically just seeing that now, funnily enough, like it just happened. So I feel like that's a message that you have angels around you. If you feel a good presence, these are angels around you, okay? If you're seeing white little flashes, these are angels around you. So you're going to be seeing a lot more. Some of you guys are definitely opening up to like clairvoyant or like mediumship abilities, by the way. So I think that's important. Anywho, you're connecting to a higher power during this time, okay? Just to keep it nice and simple there. All right, what else is going on for Cancer Signs? What message do you feel needs to come out for Cancer Signs this week? Whoop, there's a little fly. By the way, if you didn't notice, I'm in a different location. I'm just on a little vacay. This fly is really trying to get at me. Okay. For Cancer Signs, please. Oh, interesting. Very red cards going on here, which is all about the base chakra, right? Your identity. All to do with your identity. You guys could have a little pest who's distracting you just because pest. What the hell is a pest? Oh my God. A little pest going on. I don't know what a pest is. Don't think it's anything, but yeah. Right, that fly has knocked me off. Okay, first chakra, all about your identity, right? It's your groundedness, which also number 4 is about foundations. You got 444 coming up in your reading. So a lot to do with home, family. I don't know why I feel like this is the home unit, So it could be about relationships, especially if you have children. This is all about that. So because we have woman holding a heart, could be you, could be someone else. I'll let you resonate with that however it is, but it is all about you opening up your heart space. And if the woman holding a heart is someone else around you, then someone has some deep feelings for you, okay? And it does feel like a relationship is entering a higher level. Interesting how these came out together. They could have some resonance, so I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, this is a week of grounding yourself, changing your identity. Definitely feels like something here, healing your identity as well. The first chakra usually comes with the fear of being seen, I guess. It's a fear of taking up space. And if you do struggle with that, there could be a base chakra issue, okay? That might need some grounding. So you might need some grounding, okay? So go and put your bare feet in grass, go and walk around a little bit, connect to the earth around you, especially in terms of nature. What else? Journaling can always help, meditation, all that stuff. Anything that helps you to ground yourself could be beneficial for you this week. And as I said, women holding a heart, gaining deeper feelings for life for sure. And also someone has some feelings for you. So let's carry on then. We have some other cards for you. What's going on for Cancer Signs? Please Spirit. What is the energy for Cancer Signs? What messages do you want to pass on to Cancer Signs? Armadillo Spirit, setting healthy boundaries. Okay, so this could be to do with your heart space because it did kind of jump up like that. So setting healthy boundaries in relationships with Spirit as well. If you guys are tapping into your intuitive abilities, and again, setting healthy boundaries is very important with that too. Yeah, armadillo spirit, setting healthy boundaries. It's when people who are trustworthy, it's fine. And I wonder if this is you scared to open up your heart space, for example, because you're scared of losing yourself, or I feel like in general, if you are in a relationship and have felt like you lost yourself, make sure you're setting boundaries right now so that you don't. Even if it's prevention, I'm hearing as well, make sure that you are knowing who you are, right? And that might be something that you're working on currently, is like, who am I? How do I want to show up in the world? These are all things that you're probably going to be working on. Anyways, I'm still yapping. Let's go. What other messages do we have for Cancer signs, please, for the week ahead? Any messages for the sign of Cancer? Okay, that jumped on the floor. I'm going to pause this so I can go and grab it. Okay. So, first quarter moon in Scorpio. So, first quarter moon's interesting. And what chakra is this? I don't really recognize the images of it. So, if you know, let me know in the comments. I'll show you a little bit better. So, release your blocks. Interesting. And again, it could be about your identity. Now, Scorpio is all about layers, so clearly it's not just surface level. Okay, you might need to go a bit deeper to understand where the blocks are in your life. Okay, so this is a good step to balancing yourself. Yoga could be really good for you guys, by the way. As I said, grounding yourself could be important. Gaining stability, if you're going to look at this position here, is important. I wonder if you guys have bad balance. That could be important. Anyway, you're being called to release your blocks. What is this about? Let's dive into a tarot and figure it out. That rhymed. All right, let's see. What's going on for Cancer signs? What is the one card out, please, Spirit? What is the overall energy for this week for Cancer signs? What is the overall energy? Okay, wow, mate. Okay, well, whatever you're doing, you are releasing a lot of blockages, because the Judgment card is really about releasing, surrendering, learning a lesson, understanding, gaining clarity, right? A calling of some kind. And the Eight of Wands is about fast-paced forward movement. It does really represent here that all the blockages that you've had in your life are being lifted and things are really speeding up at a rapid pace. I'm gonna have to clarify. Let's see what this is. What is this? Now, as we said, that there are some angelic presence in your life currently, and I feel like they're really helping you to surrender, to kind of live up to your highest potential, to understand where the next part of your path is. Why is Judgment here in the energy of this week? What is the Judgment to do with? Interesting. The Knight of Swords reversed. Because the Knight of Swords in the upright is really about rushing ahead with determination. It's a good card for that, but it also kind of suggests that when sometimes we rush too far, too fast, and sometimes we miss a lot of details that are important, and it could end up, in your downfall eventually. If we jump to conclusions, if we just accuse people without having all the facts and information, this is really important for that. So I hear you're getting true truth, not what you thought, but it's true truth. Okay, let me see what that's about. Judgment. Why is Judgment here? And why is the Knight of Swords in the reverse? True truth. I'm getting for somebody, just really random. I see. Now, the Page of Swords usually is about being curious, diving deeper, as we said, which does make sense with that release your blocks. Like, it does feel like you need to go deeper. Three of Wands is about waiting for something, and the Five of Swords is almost a disappointment. So something's changing here. You may have felt like you needed to wait for, I'm going to figure out what this is, but some of you may have felt like you needed to wait for something, and that may have not worked out. And it feels like you missed, not that you missed something, but I feel like you watched something go past you. You thought it was coming your way, but then you watched it go past, and that's a disappointment you're feeling. Really random, very specific, but the main message I'm getting, really random as well. I feel like you guys are going to be curious, and by following that curiosity, I see you searching something up, or Googling someone, or looking someone up. It does feel like of the past, by the way, to be honest. Like, it could be an old friend, an old workplace, and it does feel like you're going to be seeing that people, this is really random, but this is just intuitive. You're going to be seeing people who have wronged you, or a situation that has wronged you. You're going to be seeing that they're not in a good space. And I feel like you're going to be getting some sort of clarity with Judgment here. that you were never in a wrong about a situation, or that it was never your fault or something. Like you could be, let's say it's an ex-partner, like really random, and I don't want to linger in this message because it's very specific, but it, like, you could be seeing like a ex-partner that maybe they blamed you for something, or an old friend, you know, maybe they blamed you for how things went, but then you're going to be looking back and seeing that they're in the same situation, or they're experiencing some negative or bad karma is what it feels like. And it feels like you're gaining the truth here. Maybe you had your assumptions, but this is not just based on an assumption anymore. It's a fact. You're going to be seeing information about it. Really random. Don't know why I'm seeing it as that, but you're seeing someone have a hard time. And I feel like in a way, this is giving you that surrender and release. Really random. Like really random. Okay, well, judgment here. You're gaining clarity over situations. Maybe you're just reflecting and gaining new narrative over your past. Eight of Swords. Either way, you're freeing yourself from some mental entrapment here. Wiggling free. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, why is the Eight of Wands here? A lot of you guys, there's this mental relief going on. It could even be emotional or spiritual, like soul level. But it does really feel like you're really removing a blockage here. Like where you felt stuck, where you felt trapped, wherever you felt like even trapped in your own mind and your own beliefs, that's all being lifted. And it feels like it's something that you are searching or going to discover. Weird. By following this weird nudge or weird curiosity. So pay attention to these little nudges that you're going to get from spirit to be like, oh, why didn't you look this up? You know, really weird. Anyways, why is the Eight of Wands here? Eight of Wands. Well, here we go. Spirit's in the room. And judgment again. So here we go. Things are being removed. Blockages are being removed. I don't know what you guys are doing, but or what exactly that is, but it's a huge relief. Eight of Wands, things moving in the right direction. Great communication and opportunities coming your way. Things are speeding up here. One more for the Eight of Wands, just because I want to know what it is. Seven of Cups. It does feel like you're going to have a lot of options moving forward. And the great thing about this being sideways like this is there might still be a little bit of confusion, a little bit of cloud. We can see that lingering there, but it feels like you're gaining direction. So one thing in your life starts to make a bit more sense, and then the rest starts to make sense after that. So I like that a lot. All right. You're gaining clarity and direction. Love it. Okay. With that being said, let's look at your energy. How are you showing up this week? What is the energy of Cancer signs? How are they showing up during the week ahead? One card. Thank you. Hermit. All right, you're showing up very like as a Virgo. So you could have Virgo in your chart. So the Hermit is all about inner reflection, or just reflection on your life in general, but it happens in your inner world mainly, where you're really reflecting on the path that you've walked so far, and maybe even where you're going moving forward, but you're really gaining a lot of wisdom through your experiences in life. And you've definitely, whoever I'm speaking to here, you're connecting to source this week for sure. But not just that, I'm going to say that you've lived here. Maybe the life that you've had feels like many lifetimes. You know, maybe you've been through so many different things that it feels like you've lived like 20 lives, 20 different versions of yourself. But a lot of you are old souls, meaning that you've had many lifetimes here in this world. But anyway, the Hermit, you're coming up as a wise energy, but yes, you're coming up a little bit isolated and alone also. And maybe you need that. Maybe this is all a part of that inner reflection, and maybe this is helping you to understand what blockages are within you. So it is a very reflective energy for that, but it's a lonely one. So don't stay here too long. Make sure that you, I'm hearing like get grounded in reality as well. Don't stay up in your mind for too long, because this can sometimes be a little bit of depression and stuff like that, because it gets quite lonely, or you kind of detach from, you know, when you get so spiritual that the material world starts to feel incredibly, you know, you don't want to be part of it. That's what I'm kind of feeling a little bit here. You know, heavy is the head that wears a crown, and it feels like a lot of responsibility. Wisdom comes with a lot of responsibility, but make sure you have fun with life, right? You're here not just as a spiritual being, but as a physical one too. So we're supposed to experience both. Okay. Let's see. What is the Hermit doing here in Cancer signs energy? Two of Wands seem to try to show up there, but don't think it flipped. Why is the Hermit in Cancer signs energy? What is this about? The Hermit again, guys. Spirits in the room. Out of all 78 cards, really? Ain't no coinky dink. So again, deep reflection. Taking some time to really think about things. But what are you thinking about? The Magician. You probably are thinking about what do you want, and the Death card being there. Wow. So I feel like you are on the precipice of a transformation, but you're just trying to figure out what you want. And again, the Hermit, you're looking probably at the path that you've came. Now, I want to say with this, if you don't know who you want to be, again, this is a good time to get grounded, but you can be anyone you want to be, especially when the Magician comes up. Like, you don't have to. You can change everything if you want to. That's what death and rebirth is about. You can be totally different if you want to. You just need to, one, trust that you can, believe that you can, and also just start becoming it. Take one step every single day to kind of do something that the version of yourself that you want to be would do. Start to align to it. Because the Magician is here. You can have anything that you want. You already are everything that you could be. By the way, the Magician says you have all the tools to make anything possible. So it's already within you. So deep reflection, my goodness. And the King of Swords. Interesting. And the Ace of Swords. So I was going to say, like, it feels like the Magician usually has all the elements. He has the swords, Ace of Swords. He has the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and he has a choice. These are all kind of ingredients. And you're choosing the Ace of Swords. So I wonder if some of you guys might want to write a book. You could want to do speaking events, or maybe you want to do something that's more like logical or technical or scientific. I don't know. It feels very or legal. I don't know what it is. Maybe an online course or online job. I don't know what it is, but it does feel like you guys are choosing the sword, choosing a truth of some kind. What is the King of Swords doing here? It could be a person that you're dealing with as well. Someone could be giving you some useful information. What's the Magician doing in Cancer Sign's energy? Three of Pentacles. Someone that you could be collaborating with, actually. Magician. So that's interesting, because Hermit is very alone. As I said, isolated, which is good for many reasons. But the Magician and the King of Swords suggest that maybe this next chapter is really about collaboration with others in this next chapter of your life. And who are you in a community, which makes sense with the first chakra being here. The Chariot is here, your card. Moving forward, chasing a dream and a goal is highly recommended, but don't be afraid to ask for help or work with others to get there. That could be a big life lesson you're learning. Okay. Interesting. What is the challenge for Cancer signs during this week? The King of Pentacles, finances. Finances could be a challenge for you, or reaching financial goals. Could also be about feeling stable. Could be a bit of a challenge right now. Or again, it could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be a boss. Let's see who this is. What is it? Why is this a challenge, King of Pentacles? Why is the King of Pentacles a challenge? The Nine of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So you're worried about something, most likely an idea. I wonder if you guys want to pitch something to someone, like an idea, and you're worried or overthinking that. That's a challenge for you. I think things will be okay. So the Nine of Swords is more fears, it's your mind that are kind of creating things. As you can see here, these birds kind of entering it's like a hologram almost, representing the fact they're not real crows, but they feel very real, because that's what the mind does. Fears, worries, doubts, the what ifs. So the Ace of Wands tells me you have a really good idea, something that makes you feel passionate when you think about it, like a career that makes you feel passionate, or something creative for sure, relocation, whatever the Ace of Wands is for you. It's this fiery new beginning, but you're overthinking it to the max. Probably because, again, maybe other people need to be involved to help you, or maybe you're worried about the financial thing, or maybe you have to let go of stability in order to chase a dream or a goal. However it shows up for you, it's a challenge because of your fears. Let's see your advice then. What's the advice for Cancer sign? Six of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Okay. Ten of Wands, you're coming to the end of a very difficult phase in your life, right? Where things have been exhausting, where things have felt like there's been a lot of resistance and a lot of things you've had to be responsible for or to do that were difficult or uncomfortable. This is good that you're coming to the end of that journey. It's also, in terms of advice, time to let something go into surrender. As we've been saying here, with that Judgment and the Eight of Wands, things are going to start moving rapidly once you let go of certain things. Your mind, I'm stuck, when in reality you're like, okay, I'm not as stuck as I thought I was. There is always a way out, and that's my motto. So 10 of Wands, having to stop hiding behind responsibilities so that you can, focus on what really matters, and that is this new beginning that you want and desire. 6 of Pentacles as advice is also about paying attention to where your energy, your resources, your money, your energy, your time is going, because this is a really good card of paying attention to your health. Okay, paying attention to your day-to-day, your daily habits, your work routines, your life routines. Make sure things are balanced. Make sure you're giving to things that actually give back to you. This can be also something for someone who might be working 2 jobs or a main job and then your own business on the side. It's like, make sure that you're giving more to the thing that's actually going to pay off for you. It could even be the same about mortgages. I don't know why that's coming through. It might feel very financial. I'm hearing there's a book, I think and I don't know what your opinion is about it. I don't really care, because Spirit's saying here that there's a part of it that's important for some reason. And it's like the whole pay yourself first. You could have debts, you could have things to pay for. But I wonder if like the thing that's going to actually come back to you is important. So the side business or the side hustle is more important. I don't know why, but what's the book called? Rich Dad, Poor Dad, maybe? Might be something in there for you. Really random message there. But anyway, 6 of Pentacles. Make sure you're being very balanced with who you're giving your time and energy to. And this could also be a really good time to give to the world. It's a charitable card. So if you're able to, that could be something that they want you to work on, is working with others. Why is the 6 of Pentacles the advice? Ooh, interesting. That's reversed. So okay. So there are some things that you're giving to that are not giving back to you. They're not helping you to grow. Okay. So it's time to kind of rearrange your priorities and what you're giving your time and energy to. I don't know what it is. Some of you, it's definitely work on finances. Because the 8 of Pentacles usually says what you put into something, you're going to get out. It's about building your skills and abilities. The time that you're putting into something is paying off. This is telling me something is not. So they're wanting you to rearrange, because the 5 of Pentacles is a financial lack. It's a limited mindset as well, or a financial loss in some way. So they're really wanting you to rearrange something in your day-to-day that you're giving your time and energy, money to. It needs to be rearranged if you want to grow, of course. If you want. Okay. Money habits, you know what I'm talking about. 10 of Wands. What is this? What's the advice around a 10 of Wands? Why is the 10 of Wands here? Okay. Start. Ooh. Whatever you're releasing or letting go or coming to the end of, Ace of Swords, 2 of Cups, Star card, really beautiful connection coming in. If you're already in a relationship, then there is some sort of new beginning coming through. Bear with 1 second. Okay, Cancer signs. So sorry about that. There was some movement going on in the bathroom and I was like, okay, who's breaking in? But it's not. It was just the shutters. Anyways, so as I was saying, this is clarifying the 10 of Wands about releasing something. I wonder if you guys are releasing some blockages in terms of your relationships, in terms of your heart, in order to heal a connection or to invite better your soul tribe. It could even be friendships too. The 10 of Wands does pose as a bit of a blockage. It does feel like it's internal, beliefs and stuff that you've been holding on to or hiding behind. That the Ace of Swords is really about being set free, and that really does feel like your overall theme of this reading is really about being set free, connecting to source, understanding who you are in relationships, in your life, setting boundaries. It makes sense here. Maybe that's something that you've learned about your relationship. So instead of avoiding relationships, you're learning, okay, I can have relationships or friendships. I just need to set healthier boundaries. I need to know my worth, identity, take up space, but also know when to set boundaries. Anyway, it does look quite good in terms of your relationships moving forward and your dreams and goals around your relationships, okay? And partnerships moving forward. So there we go, my angels. That's what I have for you. So let me know if it resonates with you. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And I'll see you guys next time.